Let's get straight to the point. I'm staying in a favela in Brazil for the next 72 hours. Not a lot of people have done this before. Now, if you don't know what a favela is, how a lot of people would describe it is very rundown homes ran by, you could call it a mafia, gangs in Brazil. We're talking drugs. With that, there can be risks of potential, you know. There's been some very horrific stories. And if you know me, I like to experience the world. And so I put my life in danger just to do that. So I hope you enjoy this video. Before I came here, I was traveling around the north of Brazil. Everyone told me, do not do this. Do not go to the favela. They were telling me very, very bad things were going to happen to me. Quite explicit and quite gruesome, we could say. They were comparing it to a war zone. I was this close to changing my Airbnb to booking a hotel. One thing I will say, I advise you not to do it. I also have friends here with me that have been to Brazil. We've also been looked after by Brazilians, one that lives in this favela, especially if you don't speak an inch of Portuguese. So without further ado, in a favela in Rio. The first night we got here actually terrified me. I always knew in my head what I was walking into. I knew that there was going to be guns. Really becomes real when you see it in person. Favelas are so dangerous that Ubers don't even go up the hills of the favelas. So whenever I would go out in Rio, I need to get an Uber to the bottom of the hill. They then have like motorbikes that can take you up around the edge of the favelas. We get a drop-off point here. We get the bikes behind us to take us up to the favela. So the first night I got here was definitely an experience. I knew what I was walking in with. A lot of Brazilians that live here, this is kind of normal to them. So we're walking down these alleyways. Everyone's kind of in front of me, but I'm stood next to this Brazilian girl, super nice. She literally suddenly goes, stay calm. And I look up, there's a table, and I kid you not, bags full of drugs. And then there's guys, one has like AK-47, like huge rifle, probably the size of me, on him. We walk past, he kind of just moves it to the side, which I mean, polite, love that. And they looked at us very curious. What you don't want to do is just look at the ground, because that shows you're scared. So you kind of want to look at them, eye contact, and then move on. My sleep wasn't amazing that night, but day 2 in Rio was technically our first full day. Obviously had to start the day with some acai, and then we headed to the beach. Not only was it my mission to buy some of the iconic Brazil beach bikinis, but it was also my mission to learn to play football just like the Brazilians. Some of Kofi's friends taught me to play. I'd say I was a quick learner, but when it came to the pressure of a real game, there's a lot of room for improvement. We just spent about an hour on the beach. I learned to play football a little bit, not a lot. Now we're just gonna go to lunch to a place called Delirio. I'm definitely butchering that. I'm excited. This place was super cool. You got to choose whatever size and meat you desired. Not sure what concoction I chose, but it tasted good. Then got into an Uber to head back to the drop-off point at the bottom of the favela.
If you just look down, there's a spider.
Then in the evening, we briefly went to this mall, which was so eye-opening. The contrast from the favelas to the designer shops, it was such a weird feeling. I actually came out here with 2 friends I work with as we were working in the north of Brazil, one of which is Kofi, and it was his birthday, so we headed to this steak place to celebrate. We're now at a place called Porcelain Steakhouse. I have ordered myself a whole bottle of wine. I need that to calm my anxiety going up the bikes to get home tonight. We just got given this. Cheers. Not being funny, that is sweet. It's cured my anxiety. Every time I go home at night, it's like an adrenaline rush. They can tell I'm not from here and stuff like that. It's just wild. And like, I'm at a nice restaurant right now, just went to a nice mall, and like the contrast of that to this, just eye-opening.
Kofi previously was a vegan.
I only became a non-vegan because my girlfriend and my relationship. I did it for the relationship, but now for the first time I'm about to try and eat chicken heart. Because someone told me, if you want to improve your organs, you have to eat other organs. And that's fucking weird. If you eat a heart, it's good for your heart. If you eat livers, it's good for your liver. So today, I mean, I've covered it in spicy sauce, but... Go, bro! Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Day 3 in Rio. Walking past the gang this morning wasn't too hard. You slowly get used to it. We found this small spot that has the best acai in Rio for me. It was on my bucket list to get a helicopter ride over Brazil, and I did not stop going on about it till we made it happen. And Vertical Rio ended up gifting us this experience, and I cannot describe how grateful I am and how smoothly it went, not to mention how insane it was. The view of Christ the Redeemer, you could even see the favela we were staying in. It was insane.
There's a football game going on right now, but that was one of the craziest experiences I've had. Wow.
And then we quickly headed back to the favela to freshen up and found a guy with a literal monkey.
Got my granddad and my mum's boyfriend some flip-flops from Havaianas. Didn't get any for myself because that was a very painful experience getting them customized. And then I got my nan, my granddad and my mum some stuff in the north of Brazil. I'm happy.
Day 4 in Rio. I couldn't tell you what's worse, walking past the people with guns every morning or the amount of steps we had to do that leads us up to them.
So we're at this restaurant called
Quiltera. I got myself some avocado, egg.
Guys, her pronunciation, everything has been butchered. Like, I just tell her don't even bother. She's just naming the name of the company that makes the placemats, not the actual restaurant. Yeah.
Oh, Quintanilla.
I got avocado, egg, coffee. I have been dying for an iced coffee this entire trip. So I have a guaraná. As it was my last day, Kofi wanted to show us somewhere iconic and didn't tell me where it was till we got there.
It's like one of the most iconic places in Rio.
Wow. This is where Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg and Pharrell did a music video right here.
Walked to the top, explored the little shops, and then quickly headed to the beach one last time before heading back to the favela and leaving to go home. In conclusion, this has to be one of the craziest experiences I've had. And would I do it again? Absolutely.